talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yes, plenty to get through.
Oh, yes, 21.
Andy, would you care to kick us off? As we said, it's quite Alan-heavy, isn't it?
And we do start with Alan Brazil on breakfast, throwing to the news, literally.
We'll have a Valentine's Alan Answers special for you in the next hour. Sandy has the news coming up.
You're right, Al.
We think he may have done that deliberately.
He may have done, but you're never quite sure. I'll give the great he had to woof down a quason in the break.
Yeah, gluten-free.
Now, I wonder what Mark Saggers has been up to this week.
And all that stuff.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, it sounds like you've had fun anyway.
Not a lot of people know that Saggers used to be a wrestling referee.
Really?
Yeah, did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Everybody watching it on television.
I don't
and
care.
everybody paying to watch it on television,
no
which was where the clubs make their
please
money.
look after Newcastle United fans travelling to 12 midday game.
Break! Yeah,
Break when I tell you.
I can hear it now.
Yeah,
I'll get 2 4s or a
right,
submission. What's next is back to Alan Brazil, and we must say, or certainly Alan did, Happy New Year to all our Chinese listeners.
What is feng shui? Feng shui, isn't it? What is feng shui? Feng shui.
Marvellous, yeah.
Feng shui, but never mind.
Feng Shui Given. What's he on about? He could go to China on that basis, couldn't he?
About 25 million.
Yeah.
It's the two mics now with a perfect start to another week on Extra Time.
We are the two mics, and it's time to say a very, very good morning and the start of another week to Mr. Mike Parry.
Yes?
What?
Sorry.
Are you not ready?
Well, you didn't say hello.
I did say hello.
You didn't. You said it's time to say hello too.
Yeah.
But then you didn't say hello.
Yeah, so start as you mean to go on, I suppose. Get everybody in the mood. Now, it's always hard to pinpoint what the big story of the week's been, but Nigel, by the way, on Fisherman's Blues, thinks he's nailed it.
Now, the big news of the week is that the scales used to weigh the parrot caught by Dean Fletcher, who appeared on the show last month, have been verified as bang on in the accuracy stakes.
I may have gone with the junior doctor's strike, but it's up to you, Nigel. Well, that bloke did catch a parrot and weigh it whilst fishing, so that is quite impressive.
It's very impressive. Here's journalist Alison Bender with Alan Brazil and Ray Wilkins on breakfast, and we're calling this one, thanks, Alison.
An interview with Teddy Sheringham, first interview since he was sacked by Stevenage. The reason I like this, and Ray, you'll understand, he speaks about how worthless he says he felt.
Yeah, thanks, Alison. Ray, you'll appreciate this. He feels worthless. Yeah, cheers. Staying with breakfast.
What tall he was after.
Yeah. Here's Alan crossing to one of our intrepid reporters.
Dave Luddy down at Melbourne was watching for us. Andy Murray was in great form. How's the next game going, Dave? Now, something's happened.
Really? Yeah, that was the debut single from Dave Luddy and Alan Brazil. It's a bit Pet Shop Boys, isn't it? It's called No Something's Happened. And that's really the only lyrics in it, but I think that could get to number 1.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And this was Alan saying goodbye to guest Brad Friedel, who was over in Spain.
Brad, thank you. Good luck over in Gran Canaria. Brad Friedel there, under 19.
Gran Canaria?
Yeah, Gran Canaria. That's my foreign now. That's how they say it over there.
That's my foreign.
That's my foreign. Yeah, I speak a bit of foreign, I dabble in a bit of foreign. That's my foreign. Gran Canaria. That's his foreign.
It is.
Now, a lot of listeners claim we're a little bit Tottenham heavy on this station. Well, I'm not having it, and nor's Danny Kelly.
On Sunday, Carlisle take on Everton and MK Dons play Chelsea. Both of those games also live here on Spurs.
Yeah, maybe they got a point. Maybe you have got a point, yeah.
Now, what's Mickey Quinn's favourite sport?
That's a good question.
Football?
Yeah, possibly.
Boxing?
Yeah.
I'm going with racing. It's never far from his mind.
That's true.
They got beat on points on that particular bout, but new trainer, Shane McGuigan, so he's in a good stable with Hay.
Well, you want that, but not necessarily as a boxer.
No.
Who does the mucking out? That's what I'm thinking.
Quite unpleasant.
Who does the mucking out the boxers, Quinny? You don't want to be doing that, do you? Now, talking of which, here's Mike Parry taking to Twitter.
Now, I've got a very offensive tweet here from a fellow called Bill. I don't know why he suddenly got offensive. But he says, oh, yes, let's talk about another billionaire. Nobody cares, Porky. You're a plank. Man of the people, my anus.
Yeah, it's a classic case of trying to use the right word, but it's sounding just as filthy when you say it like that.
In fact, they did get some very odd correspondence this week.
Right, because I tell you what,
Yeah.
we have had very kindly a postcard from hell.
Blimey. Okay, I've got a first-class stamp on that one. Back to Alan with breaking news.
Jose Mourinho to become the world's highest boss.
How does that work? Who's he taking on?
Kilimanjaro Rovers.
Yeah, that'd be a fun job for him. Yeah, that's right. Nobody knows what he's got up to in the past. And what's next?
It's more football news from the Moose.
Gary Neville's Valencia would need to pull off the biggest of comebacks. It's almost mission impossible for them to reach the final of the Scottish Cup.
Well, it is. As they didn't enter the competition, they're a Spanish team, which I think, last time I looked at the Scottish rules, you can't play in the Scottish Cup if you're Scottish or if you're indeed Spanish. Sorry, that's my foreign. So what's next?
It's back to Mark Saggers, painting pictures with words.
When we arrived on the Bournemouth seafront last night, it was more like the perfect storm. But today, the clouds have gone away and the waves are a lot calmer.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Franz Klammer.
Franz Klammer.
He's a big Bournemouth fan,
I'm
apparently.
sure he is, yeah. Why not give us the next one, Andy? Because there's news, isn't there?
There's been a goal. Sags?
Goal at West Brom, Ian Danta.
Nigel Pearson.
Well, it's worth a punt, I suppose.
Might have been.
If it's not Nigel Pearson, there's a good chance of it Ian Danta.
That's true.
This is Alan again, talking French football with Danny Murphy.
PSG side who beat Marseille this weekend with another goal from that man Zlatan. So they need to pick up and quickly.
He scored, didn't he, Di Maria?
Yeah, so I do like a nice glass of Di Maria. I have a Peroni, then a Di Maria.
It's never far from his mind.
It's never far from his mind. No. What's next?
It's Alan recalling an old injury.
I feel good. I'm going to get my back sorted. I'm going to get back playing the way I can. And eventually this guy walked in, and I turned around to greet him, morning doctor. He was like Groucho Marx.
I used to love Groucho Marx, and indeed all the Marx brothers.
The Marx brothers.
They were fantastic. Well, very big in Cambridgeshire. Harpo, Groucho, Chico Marx, Zeppo Marx, the bloke who only sang. I think you may have done a good cover version of Alan and Dave Luddy's song. Now, this is back to Nigel on Fisherman's Blues. And if you wondered why there was a wanted poster of Nigel on the Severn Bridge, here's the evidence.
BBC Wales showed a programme called The River Taff with Will Millard. It's coming to normal BBC, but it was on BBC Wales in the week.
Oh, yeah, because Wales isn't normal. Wales? Abnormal? Stop him crossing the bridge, isn't it?
Is it really?
And finally,
here's Alan discussing the weather with Ray Wilkins.
I got in the car this morning, leaving home out, covered in ice.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is cold.
Well, we had the old 3 degrees in Suffolk this morning.
It's not a bad booking, is it? 6 o'clock in the morning, though.
I love the image of Ray Wilkins covered in ice.
I was covered in ice. Yeah, so there we are. Thanks for everybody suggested clips that were played. Craig Masters, Colin Dunn, Mark Hamilton-Smith, Scott Taylor, Mark Sutton, Paul Buchan, Craig Kent, Peter O'Brien, James Maloney, Barry Webster, Paul Ovenstone, great name, Barry Wynn, Dennis Kay, Bert Folds, Harry Pridmore, Dee Reynolds, Ken Brazier, Mickey Boyd, Innes Styles. If you hear a clip on talkSPORT over the next 7 days, please send it in to us, talksport.com/H&J. Text it to 81089 or tweet it to TSH&J. Give us a day and a time when you heard it. We'll listen back.